Okay, good morning, everyone. Michael Venezia, TradeView Markets, Monday, May 17th, 11 Eastern. Every day we're going to try to get better and get it right, or get better and better and better. Okay, TradeView Markets, let's go to TradeGate Hub as we approach 11:05. Okay, my posting every morning in the stock indices section of TradeGate Hub. The material, you know what? I'm not going to apologize for being redundant or being repetitive because we're in the incubation stages here of at least some of the newer followers. I want to get down the routine first before we start, hitting game-winning shots and grand slams. You know what I mean? We want to be in the batter's box as many times as we can and get comfortable before we can dictate how our game is going. Okay, we came in this. Okay, well, first of all, let's go to my screen here. Let's go to what the market did. The market on Friday was up, I believe, 66 handles, and it finished at the high 2 days ago. Yeah, we finished at the high. Okay, so the market as we sit today is down 22 handles. The Dow, yes, I know it's an antiquated situation, is down 186. The NASDAQ, whatever, down a couple of percent. So we came in today, and you have to expect some rest of the indices that when the market made a 66 handle move, as well as making a move on Thursday late into the close. Okay, so this was Wednesday afternoon. We called, if you remember, on Wednesday during TGH, we called the NASDAQ here. It wasn't hard to do, and I wasn't alone in the call, but still we did it, and it paid off. This is where the market closed on Thursday. So we followed through and closed well on Friday. And quite honestly, with this tactical sentiment on 2 huge days, I thought we were going to be up a little bit more in the overbought territory. So this to me I was happy I came in long. I'm still long some things. I'm actually long the right things. But the tactical sentiment after a 2-day move, you either have to become a stock picker or understand that the sentiment needs to cool off a little bit after a nice move. Anytime we have a nice 2-day move like this, these are spikes, but granted, the time frame is a little bit, it's not expanded, so it's concentrated. So tactical sentiment I wrote here, even with the rallies, still back to neutral stock picking. Here, I posted Goldman Sachs raises their forecast after a stellar first quarter. That may help. They've been right. I've been posting this chart a couple of times. It doesn't mean Goldman Sachs is the judge and the jury anymore, but you know what? There's money flow. And obviously where there's money flow, there's volume and price accumulation. So that's what Goldman thinks. Sentiment indicator, it's favorable. After the pullback, we had mostly in the NASDAQ, but in this pullback, as you see, the SPYs went from 424 to 405. That was a decent pullback. They'd go to the 200-day. So with that pullback, let me go back to sentiment. Where's my, oh yeah, here we go. With that pullback that the market had late last week, that leaves us with average positioning, if you will. Stretch positioning like it was in the beginning of March, you don't want, because that means everybody's in the pool and there's no more, as they say, cash on the sidelines. So if you're in the wrong position, there's likely to be, some more selling, accelerated selling. So we're right here. So there's cash, but that's evident by the rotation today. So again, thinking about what happened last week, hedge funds did trim their longs a bit, which can actually be bullish because when they trim, there's more cash to be put to work. Okay, here we go. The world indices. You can look at them later. I really don't trade the world indices. I'm not really an ADR guy. I like to, been up early. I like to look at it as a macro view. I like to know what's going on. Gold sentiment. Oh boy. Okay, let's go to gold. This is hedge. This is where the gold chart right here. It's up nicer today and nicely. It's up probably around right here today. But hedge funds, let me go back. I'm sorry. Hedge funds are underexposed gold with the move that gold is making. So this is a bullish signal. I'm not going to lie for the long term. But as we came in today, this is the GLD sentiment, which was a bit stretched. Here's the chart of gold. This is the black is the gold chart. It's up higher today, so it's in the red. So we're going to write down GLD. We're going to write down the other stocks here, which I'm going to go to and show naturally Newmont is the best of breed. You can look at a couple of the miners. There's a lot of bullish option flow on one of my feeds that I follow on KL, Kirkland Gold. That was actually one of a high flyer. So we're going to keep our eye on Kirkland Gold, KL, GLD. I would like GLD to pull back a little bit. The stocks could stay strong though. Okay. Let's go to, okay, S&P index. This is where we are now in the S&P. Once again, 3-4 days ago, or the beginning of last week, we were sold off. Now we're about right here. The NASDAQ, we called it here. Now it's the NASDAQ's week today. So let me just jump ahead. So the NASDAQ's petering again in the buy zone. Let me just go ahead for a second. So Jim Cramer, once again, I'm not going to apologize. He is the voice of reason. A lot of people listen to. He's the barometer for the average guy. We could take it from there. But he said something that feels like a program to me, a sell program, out of tech into consumer staples. Consumer staples. Coach asked me about consumer staples this morning. See, that's how sharp the coach is. Let's go back. So Jim Cramer says, we're out of tech and into consumer staples. And when it's over, we can get a bounce. So that was about an hour ago. So let's write down 1 hour. The NASDAQ, we'll go with the QQQs, see what they did. But once again, keep that in mind. So let me jump backwards to the morning plan. So the NASDAQ, as we sit, is right here. So what I look for in the NASDAQ are two things. I'm not going to go to my screen yet because it's going to give it away, if you will. I want to look for two things, or one of two things. One, any stock that's green relative to what I would like in the NASDAQ. It's a buy. Or number two, a stock that is not making new lows within the past NASDAQ situation here with some volume. I would like some volume. So either I want to buy green NASDAQ or buy a stock with volume, not making or breaking new lows and a good consolidation or base. Here we go to the bullish sentiment after the washout. And even after Friday's rally, Thursday into Friday's rally, we're still neutral. Bulls and bears are neutral. So take it as you wish. This was in Barron's, or it's actually widely published now, insider transactions. It's bullish. There's no selling. Let's go to the indices, or the sectors, if you will. And I said let me hold on. It was the same as last Monday. Energy, overbought. Fins, overbought. Consumer staples for the coach, overbought. Now we're going into technology. It had a bounce, a nice bounce on Thursday into Friday. And now back down as we set up there, it's into the green. So I'd be looking to take some energy off here, even though they're long-term plays, and I like them on the long side. And I'd be looking to take a little bit of financials off. Naturally, I'd be looking to buy some NASDAQ for a trade. NASDAQ's got to settle. Okay, these were the early morning movers. Discovery was a big deal with AT&T. Neat, had some volume in it. Nothing really sexy, if you will. Playboy actually pulled back, didn't do very well. Riot, CLSK, NCTY, CAN, EBON, SI, all crypto related. You should know the story by now. Stocks trending in Wall Street bets I try to post, but it is on the right here as well. But I just want to post it every once in a while to remind people that I'm watching to see what these people are doing, because they move markets. So as of 9:05 Eastern, this is what they were looking at. Everything crypto related was getting hammered, including Square, which is a best of breed. So that you had to watch out for. Pre-market movers. I was going to fade GLD on a pop. I didn't do it yet. I told you what Jim Cramer, excuse me again. Tesla is key to the market. Keep that in mind. So Tesla's key to the market, and Jim Cramer thinks that when the program is over, consumer staples will maybe they'll rotate them into tech. S&P again. Buying coin. Neither was stretched. I was buying coin about it. Was that half an hour ago? About 11:45. Let's write down coin and why I was going to buy coin. So I want to explain that. Intraday sentiment up of last of late. Western Digital Technology. You have to talk about that. That you have to do. I don't have enough time to talk about Western Digital Storage Technology. They're going up because of the farming of chia. And there's a huge shortage of disk drives. I actually came in along Western Dig. I have some calls. I'll talk about that. So I'm going to talk about Western Dig. I'm going to talk about GLD, Newmont. I'm going to talk about why I entered coin. And I'm going to talk about the retailers. AAL, American Airlines, seeing some bull flow. Write it down. Doesn't mean it's a lock. Write it down. AAL, bull flow. I don't know, 11, what time is it? 10:45 Monday. See if that matriculates. Let's go back into the main room. Gentlemen, how you doing? Okay, let's talk. Let me look at the Twitter feed. Let's see what's going on here. Here we go. Western Digital tattooed call side again yesterday. While MU is seeing some protection. I bought MU today. Western Digital getting tattooed. That means being bought. Who else? GDX being bought again. Huge amount of calls. There's 250,000 of GDX calls going in July 21st. Silver gold extending gains. Who else am I? So this is my Twitter feed. There's been a lot of the Wall Street Jesus lately. It must be very active. So let's talk charts. Market looks like it's still near the low on the ES. Okay. Coin, where is it? Good. Why do I like coin? First of all, I'm watching Bitcoin naturally. Here's my Bitcoin. This is my universe, what I was watching today. I'm long some of these stocks in calls. This is my watch list. Fitch, this was very active from Friday. DoorDash, Wish. Let me jump ahead here. Wish was a new IPO. It's one of those cloud stocks. So 3 days ago, it had a range from 10.07 to 8.02 on 40 million shares. 2 days ago, which was yesterday, if you will, stock had a nice move because I was in calls. This is 2 days ago. Let's go to 3 days because let's include the earnings. Wish, this is where it opened. Once again, the prices are on the right. So 10.18, stock closes at 793 and 40 million on news, range, volume, earnings. Then has a bounce, short covering bounce. Believe me, nobody's picking this thing up for a bargain. From 797, settles in the afternoon at 8, closes all the way up, right under 10 on Wish. So that brought the stock right up to here. Now, that in hindsight was a good fade. You couldn't catch it on the open much more. But the bottom line is, even if it wasn't a good trade, you didn't catch it. The stock's trading, well, it's dying down a little bit, but it's averaging 20 million shares a day on a 35% range on news. You know what? For those that don't like the more volatile ones, this is a decent trading stock here. It's popping even right now. 874 to 888. That's not bad. All right. Let me get back to coin before I jump ahead. All right. So coin. All right. So this is coin. Everyone's buying it or everyone's looking at it. Kathy's buying more of it. Everybody's holding. Came from 427, basically cut in half, if you will. Okay. So this is the area I'm interested in. I got to get a pointer on coin. This area right here. This was the previous closing low, 250.15. 3 days. Okay. This was today's open. Right here. Which was 245. Okay, so I'm watching this forming U. I actually kind of anticipated it breaking the open, or if the open price or the open low at 464 at 243. I anticipated about right here. When it did this spike up with volume, this is where I took a shot. I took a shot at 241, I believe, maybe 241. I didn't buy much. I bought like 200, 300 shares, maybe $1,400, something small. I wanted to trade. It's about how it closes. If it closes above the open, forget it. I'm going to buy it at 250. So this is why I bought coin. I kind of bought this inverse head and shoulders. I anticipated it breaking the open at 245 and took the chance right here at this other low. Then once I think I bought more around 242. I have some now. Now coin going forward, I definitely wanted to close above that previous low, and that is what? 250.13. If it closes above this area, 257, if you will, then I'm going to buy it even more with some nice volume. Listen, I'm not trying to, well, I am. This is catch the proverbial falling knife, if you will, but this is a heavily traded macro stock. I'm not trying to pick a fault, do something that's not a thickly traded stock. So that's nothing I suggest. But the coin, I like it to degree right here. Okay, let's look at the retailers before we close with gold. Dillard's department stores. Okay, it's literally the thinnest stock out there. Retailer, it averages maybe 200,000 shares a day. Let's go to a 5-year chart. It is a good stock, though. Don't get me wrong. It's also a Wall Street bet stock. As you can see, back in January, they took it from 67 to 130. Let me go back even further. This was Dillard's. So Dillard's, even going back to the late 90s and in the 2000s, it has tendencies to pop. So it has it in it, if you will. So this had news Friday, had opened, let's go back 2 days ago. In the old days, I might have tried to short it. It did make the majority of the move on the open. From once again, these are the prices over here. From 106 to 129. And there was no way I was going to short that. And today, it followed through nicely. And I should have really had it, even something at a principal. Or for those that are a little bit sheepish, breaking the new year high at 128, multi-year high at 128, with maybe a limit, a buy stop limit, maybe 129. You're up 12 points without even blinking. But smarter guys go to Kohl's, the other department stores. Stock has been, look, this is Dillard's before it had numbers. Kohl's was stronger. Macy's has been stronger along that. Gap stores, stronger. If I had $1 for every time that Jim Cramer said the mall is back and we could both retire, I'm not being facetious. So I see Dillard's popping and following through. Once it broke a new year high, I have confidence to buy Kohl's. Kohl's from 60.5 to 63.5. There's $3. And by the way, it's going higher. I have calls on Nordstrom. Well, I came in long Nordstrom right here. This was Nordstrom before today. Had nice volume. I anticipated the flag, and it's going higher. And by the way, I'm adding to my calls right here. This is the weekly chart. It's overall moving averages. Nordstrom's, once it gets over 45.86, I'm going to add even more. Nordstrom's, I actually buy my shoes there. Side note. So Nordstrom's, I like. Macy's has earnings tomorrow morning. I'm actually going to take some calls into the and the only reason why I'm taking them is I have a nice cushion. I bought this. I've been buying Macy's. I've actually been posting it a couple of times on the board. Macy's. I'm going to take it. Okay. So Nordstrom's, Macy's, and Dillard's. I want to see how Dillard's acts. The RSI, as you see below here, is 78. Still has room to go, but it is the third day up. All right. So let's go to GLD. All right, now GLD has been, now once again, going back to the TradeGate Hub chart, GLD is a little bit stretched. As you can see here, it has on the bottom left-hand screen right down here, that blue number is the RSI. Now, I'm not saying the trade-off RSI, it's an indicator. Gold is now broken above the 200-day. I don't want to step in front of it. It's going to rest. I'd rather buy it on a dip than try to short a pop. Newmont Mining, the best of breed, well above the 200-day, breaking out to yearly high. Look at Newmont, the weekly. How can you can't step in front of this? As a matter of fact, they might have to step in it to get in some of it. Newmont. Let's look at Kirkland Gold. That's the laggard, because not many know it. But before, it used to be a very good stock. Kirkland Gold, I've traded it. KL I like. Let it rest a little bit. Let it rest on the 200-day. It's probably going to go back and forth a little bit, but once it comes back on a volume pop, you want to get back in Kirkland, GDXJ. Let's look at the miners. All right, here you go. This is the one to buy. GDXJ 90. Well, you know what? I'm not sure about that yet. I'll let you know what the close about GDXJ. AEM, arguably the best of ADR breed, the South American miner. Looks good. Let's go to the triple ETFs, Nougat. Oh, God. All right, NUGT. That has a way to go. That has a $70 to $9 range on decent volume. Let's look at the other triple ETF on gold. Oh, gee, that's not a JUNG. JUNG is up $9 on the day. I'm not even going to make a suggestion there on that one. That's not, you don't want to be wrong there. AU looks great. Warren Buffett's biggest holding, one of his biggest holding, GOLD. I had a position here. For those that want a position in gold, that don't want to buy GLD but want to have a stock, this is the one I would look at. Definitely. Once again, let it rest a little bit. We're buying a dip, but it is going higher, considering if you do like gold. And let's look at the disk drive makers, the Western Dig in storage technology, the hottest technology stocks out there. How can you not be in storage technology when on Friday, and I'll post more about storage technology it's about the chia farming on TGH, but Friday had triple volume 2 days ago, finished on the high with volume. And even today, for those that feel less aggressive, you buy through a new break high, year high, and it's near par. Everybody knows that. Well, everybody knows. Once it gets near 100, it usually hits 100 a stock. I think that's fair to say. And Western did the same thing. I don't think it's in a new year high though. Western did. Yeah, it is. Western did the same thing. Buy through a new year high, 75. Right here, confirmation with that block trade. Yeah, 75 right there. That's the trade. Okay. Let me go back to TGH for a second. Or at least my my screen. Okay. I did post. Once again, let's go. Let me go here. Let's go to the stock screen, the scanner, which I actually used today myself. Top US gainers. Let's go to percentage. Dillard's, DDS, we talked about a Children's Place. I'll have a comment on that later on TGH. BTU, we've commented on it. CY, I like. Nikola, this is good today. This is some good stocks on it today. Go to the scanners. All right. Let me go once again to my my queries. I'll give you a quick peek at the queries, which I'm going to post more often, as I said. Share my screen. Share. Let's go right here. Okay. Let's look at new highs. CDE, a gold miner, on 300% of its volume near the high. Breaking lows we have here, Tupperware break low, not sexy enough for us. New daily lows, Maxer, 6YY. Extreme volume. There's nothing really coming up now. It is approaching lunchtime. But let's look at my day movers. Insane volume. That's how we took. I'll come AMC. Yeah, AMC. Let's go back to AMC. AMC is not the instructions on AMC on Friday were to buy it. And it's still a buy. It's not even that overbought. I think it's starting to become a crowded trade a little bit. but this is stock as a buy on dips. Now look what GME is doing. GameStop holding in nicely. The Wall Street bets. Let's look at Viacom. Viacom's actually down on the day. That's not a good sign. All right. Anyway, going forward, I'm sharing the wrong screen. I apologize. Viacom. We were talking about GameStop. AMC, there's the chart. You know, it's either going to go $3 or it's going to stall. That's the way I look at it. But, you know, it's getting, as I said, it's 11:30 here and it's lunchtime. We got to look at what's moving. Let me shut this down. So where we sit on the indices, Western Diz trying its best to do STX. Dillard's is always one watching. He's right. Microsoft chart. You have to be on my Twitter feed. Dips bearish. Here's flow mixed, but there's definitely some stuff buying out there. GDX we talked about. Western Dig we talked about. Goodyear Tire I was long the other day. I'm going to buy that later. And here, AAL Bull Sweeper still active. So I use a combination for my trading of CDE is silver. Thanks, Coach. CDE is silver. I like CDE. Thanks, Coach. I'm going to see how STX is doing, Western Dig is doing, the rotation, GLD, the semis, and Dillard's. So we'll look how coin is doing. I'm going to go to my scanner and we're going to nibble to the NASDAQ a little bit, but I'm going to take some time off and I'm going to look for the stocks with range, volume, and good price action. So, and this, I'm going to find a lot of them on our stock screen. So until then, trade well, tune into TGH, have a plan, look at the earnings schedule. There's some earnings, some big earnings stocks that may affect some of your ancillary stocks. So, you know, if you don't do your homework and not prepared, don't blame Macy's for taking down Nordstrom if you didn't know they were coming down with earnings. So keep tune in, and we'll catch you after lunch. So have a good day and goodbye.